What's up, it's Pete. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about reverb, creative uses for reverb, doing something a little different, a little more interesting. And we're mixing Dreams by Hindley Street Country Club, greatest cover band in the world. So, reverb, kind of important in this song. Going for that sort of dreamy feel. You know, you want some big reverb. The thing is, you just start throwing reverb on things the traditional way. You send it to some big reverb. You put it on a bunch of things, and it gets a little washy, and you may have to get a little more creative with things so that you still have a nice presence to the mix, and your reverb's not just, starts covering everything. So, that's kind of a common theme here with the two things I'll show today. So the guitar is the first thing. And what I did was, now the guitarist in the video is on the left side, so here's his guitar. All right, I panned it left, almost all the way left. It matches where he's standing in the video. Now I could just throw some reverb on this and call it a day, or I could actually, what I did was, if you see next to it here, I sent it to another channel where I have an echo. No dry signal. So there's a delayed echo, and that's panned to the right. And then that echo has a lot of reverb on it, which is this little send here. So we have an echo. So he's panned to the left, but the guitar is echoing on the right side, and the echo has a lot of reverb on it. And there's a touch of reverb also on this, but you get a nicer stereo image. It's almost like, it's not the same sound piling up on each other left and right on the reverb. So let's hear that. So there's a delay echo on the right side. Let me go back. Hopefully that's loud enough for you. And I automated that extra channel that has that delay reverb pan to the right. So it can really kind of swell in and out where it needs to, right? So you get this really wide stereo image. Nice, dreamy, reverby stuff, right? So, there's that. Next thing I want to show, and I do that a lot when you have the guitar, in this case, and with the HSCC stuff, panning to one side, the guitar, but having some effects, or, a chorus effect, a double or something, all the way on the right also, and you blend it in a bit, and you get some sort of stereo image, but there's still that presence of that guitar is there to the left. It hasn't been totally over-processed. Now, another thing. So this was as I'm getting towards the end of the mix, and the background vocals, right? I wanted them to be dreamy and, again, reverby. They're very important. Let's hear that. The background vocals turning up. So again, do you just put a huge reverb on it and call it a day? You could, but the more you put, the more you're gonna drown out the presence of those background vocals. So there's sort of a limit to what you can do. Okay, in this case, what I did was, again, it's a huge reverb, very long. I called it huge reverb, and I sidechained it. So I have the background vocals all being sent to a reverb. That reverb has a compressor on it, which is compressing from the kick and snare. This way, there's a ducking effect, and this is more of a modern sound, and subconsciously it sounds new, or there's something cool going on back there with the reverb. And again, the reverb is ducking, it's being compressed, the sidechain from the kick and the snare. So it also doesn't end up stepping on the drums. So you could really turn up the reverb and the drums will come through the mix no matter what, really. Let me turn up that effect so you can hear it. And you see the compressor here. So this is on the reverb of the background vocals. So I'm blasting the reverb. No matter how high I put the reverb, you hear the drums. It's a wild effect, but you know, it's blended in the background. Here it is. So obviously that's really blended in the background, but that's what's filling things up. On this, we had, you know, the acoustic guitar, the Rhodes keyboard, really low in the mix. It's kind of all about the vocals, bass, and drums, this song, right? And, you know, and so that gave a lot of room to do this kind of stuff and fill some space with that dreamy reverb. So hopefully that was informative, and maybe try out getting creative with reverb in your mixes. Don't just drench everything. Find ways to get that reverb going and maintain the presence of the original track, right? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Sub and leave a comment if you want to see me talk about anything particular about mixing or anything. And I'll see you guys soon.